Time for a race setup on this bike. And make sure everything's working properly before packing up the bike for tomorrow morning's flight. This is my first time using BikeBox Allen. I've always used a bike bag, but luckily there's a new US distributors from Full Send Cycle. This is not sponsored. I just have some bad experiences with a bike bag with bent handlebars, so wanted a hard shell case. It was 51 pounds. I had a little trouble getting it through the travel agent because she said I needed to take 1 more pound out of the box. But other than that, it was pretty easy to pack, and it gave me a great peace of mind about my bike.
Welcome to Houston, where the local time is 6:20. Please stay comfortably.
Made it to Houston, Texas, and I'm with old friend Jonathan. We're about to hit a little swim session to start out this Thursday on Texas, which is 2 days out from Ironman Texas. We're in the middle of a ride, and it is pretty humid and hot. Overcast, but I can feel the humidity. I'm dripping sweat, and I'm not even sure if I'm gonna wear this this visor, because every time I come to wipe my eyes, it falls off and I catch it. So I think I gotta borrow a pair of sunglasses. How are you feeling, Jonathan?
Oh, I'm feeling great. Feeling ready to go.
Yeah, he kept up with me. First Ironman.
First Ironman.
Ironman Texas. Currently unpacking the car. I have my bike and my bike box and my bag in there. This is Amy.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
I'm good. I did Galveston 70.3, so I'm nice and warmed up, ready for Texas.
Oh. I made it to our Airbnb for the night. I was in the hotel last night because the Airbnb starts today, and now I have to transfer all my stuff from the hotel to this Airbnb. We are 1 day out from the race. We're going to a team shakeout run at 8 a.m. at the North Shore Park, which will be the swim start, and just trying to wake up the body, do a little stretches, and get all the muscles ready, activated for tomorrow's race.
What's up, bro?
Andrea. What did you just do, Simon?
I just dropped off my bike, got my bike bag, my run gear bag all situated, and I'm feeling ready. Now time to rest up, everything's taken care of. Maybe a quick splash when we get back to the Airbnb at our little pool we have. Gonna eat lunch, go back, feeling ready, feeling fresh. I'm just ready to get this party started.
What are you doing after the race?
So I made a bet with someone, my teammate. If I make a Kona spot, I'm going to get
Have a beverage.
a beverage, yeah. Have a beverage of alcohol, which I don't usually do, but that's the plan. Maybe 2, maybe 3. So that's if I make.
What's your beverage of choice?
Ooh, I would take any whiskey shot or just beer.
What are you cooking?
Some beef steak tips and sweet potatoes. I got steak flat iron in the oven. Yeah, so my sponsor sent me a couple of meats, and I have chicken also cooking tonight for the last meal before the race. I don't know yet. Now for the chicken breast, I have some beef in the oven and sweet potatoes for the carbs. Just got home, had some time to reflect on the race, had lots of mixed emotions. After some thoughts, here's my Ironman Texas 2024 recap. Starting out with the swim. The swim skin I was wearing was the Sailfish Rebel Pro Plus 1. It is unreleased currently and new. I want to thank Sailfish for getting me that suit before the race. At first, when we kind of lined up, there was a small yellow buoy and the Memorial Herman buoy. I thought we would line up from buoy to buoy. I lined up right in the middle. The left side started going forward a little bit, so away from the Memorial Herman buoy. So that's when I started going forward a little bit. This was like 20 seconds before the start. I had so much space, I could reach out my arms and no one would be there. I just saw a green cap, so I think that was like Joe Skipper or Braden Curry. Perfect scenario for me. Front line, I was ready to go. At this point, 10 seconds from the start, I knew I did not have to fight anyone. I knew I had the fastest takeout speed of anyone in the field. And in my mind, at that very moment, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna lead this swim. The gun goes off, I start swimming. There was a left group, there was a middle group, which I was in the lead of that. And then there was a right group. The left group fell behind and I got to the front. And I think what I saw, the right group kind of went towards me. Then I got the upper hand. I was in the lead for like a couple of seconds. And then what I thought was Andrew Horsfall Turner, a fast swimmer, to my right. I thought he was wearing the pink cap. It was us two swimmers together, and I kind of looked back at one point, oh wow, we might be getting a little gap from the strong swimmers. So it could be us two just leading out the swim. But then after some hits, I just couldn't take it anymore, so I'm like, okay, I go second, you lead. And the gap ended up closing, so the front pack was a group of 5 swimmers, including me. So I was pretty comfortable. I did not burn any matches at all, and second position until before the turn buoy 1. The guy behind me was just touching my feet and I just wasn't comfortable. So I dropped back all the way to the 5th position of the front pack. So then we got to the halfway mark. I was still pretty comfortable. This speed was actually pretty easy. So there were some surges going around the turn buoys. I had to like take some easy stroke to get some breath. But at the halfway mark, I was pretty chill from the halfway to the swim finish. When we got to the canal, we turned that right-hand turn. I did wanted to see if I could make it and be first out the water. I looked back, there was still the chase pack behind us. I was doing some backstrokes, some sculling, some breaststrokes, so it was a very easy pace for me. I felt like if I had some kind of incentive or bonus, I think if I really wanted, I could have gone first out the water and accelerated up to the front. There's nothing for me. I knew I had a good bike and run training volume block. What I said to myself, just save it for the race. You have a long day ahead of you. The group of 5 of us got out the water and I had nothing in my transition 1 bike bag because my helmet and my shoes were on the bike already, and I had all my nutrition in my back pocket of my triathlon kit. And something I haven't tried in a while was having my triathlon kit down, so it's only up to my waist. I had to quickly put on the triathlon kit on my wet body, which is very hard to do sometimes, but I ended up doing it and lost a couple seconds. Those guys were on the bike and I was just riding solo, getting on the bike. I did feel a lot mobile when I was swimming in my shoulders because I didn't have the triathlon kit right to my elbow, so I did feel that. And I think that's why it felt really easy to me and something I should consider for future races. And knowing that I'll probably lose a couple seconds just from trying to put on the triathlon kit. Onto the bike, the first 30 minutes felt really good. I was pushing almost 300 watts. The group of Patrick Lange came up and I tried to hang on with them as long as I could. And this was the first time using Race Ranger. In my first experience, it was pretty buggy because I know the person in front of me had like no lights, So for Race Ranger, you have no light, which means you're not in the draft zone. And then you have an orange light, which is like you're almost there, but not quite. And then blue light, which you'll be almost in the draft zone. And then the flashing red light means you're in the draft zone. You have to pass or you're gonna get a penalty. There was a couple instances where I was just in the 6 bike lengths back, but there was no light. There's no orange, no blue light. And then when we go for a turn, that's when the accordion effect, people come close together, no light turns into a flashing red light. I'm like, oh, this is weird. I didn't see any orange or blue light. That was pretty much my only experience with Race Ranger. But there was some where I did see the orange light, blue light. That were the times where it did work. Right before I got to the Hardy Toll Road, the highway, I let go of the group and I was riding solo. And this is about the time where my lower back started aching so bad. I never have this problem in training. In races, it's almost at every race I have. Even the Olympic distance at IMTX triathlon last year. Got on the toll road, it was like 21 miles each way, so 21 miles of headwind and then 20 miles of tailwind coming back, and do that one more time for 85 miles before heading back to the transition area. The first loop, I literally stopped, put my bike aside, did my lower back stretch, sat on the ground, did some like the cobra stretch, and I was just hurting really bad. I just couldn't hold my position, and my TT bars and my leg muscles weren't really quite there. I couldn't really push down the pedals. That's something I had to still talk to my coach about. One, I do need a bike fit and see what kind of areas I can improve on with the fitting, aerodynamics, all of that stuff. And two, more mobility sessions with my lower back. My hamstrings are super tight. If I can do those two in the next couple weeks, in the next couple months, should have some kind of relief. So the second loop come, I cried on the bike. I felt embarrassed. Wasn't the race I was having, so it was like 10-15 minutes going into the headwind, about mile 70, 75, before turning back to go back to the transition. But then I kind of switched my mind off. I'm like, okay, I'm not really pushing it on the bike. Let's get off the bike and just run a sub 250 marathon. So kind of soft pedal back, got to transition, felt really great. I had a slow transition, I took my time. I wanted to run a good marathon, put my run shoes on, headed out, and the first 1-2 miles I was moving. Started with a 6:14 the first mile of 26.2 miles, and honestly that felt like a 7-minute per mile pace. My heart rate was under control. It was mainly under 160, which I've trained for in the 160s to run my marathon in. I'm running the first 10 miles. I was 1 hour 6 minutes or something, and right about 10 miles I started to notice I'm slowing down a bit. At the halfway mark I was 1:29 for the 13.1 mile half marathon, so I was still on track for a sub 3, but I was slowing down really good. And then after halfway I felt it. My lower back was aching, my quadricep was sore, aching, and it was basically a run walk to the finish line. This is my 5th Ironman, and I'm still having this problem of going too fast, I believe, in the run at first. I just have to look at my watch and not go over a certain speed and just get more experience doing that and pacing correctly. The nutrition, I had no problem. I took all my nutrition on the bike. My energy level was high. It was just, once again, my muscles gave out. I thought when I cried on the bike, I was gonna cry on the run because I was just so embarrassed. But looking at all my family, my friends, all of Natasha's athletes from NBDM, it just made me smile and grateful that I'm doing this, and I'm about to finish my 5th Ironman. But I never want to try to DNF, so wanted to quit, wanted to just pull off, and but I finished with the 9 hours 36. 37's pro men's, the same place as Oceanside 3 weeks ago. Out of 41 who finished, and I think 56 pro men started. Not today, but again, it's a huge learning experience for me. Getting that experience and just working on the things I need to do for my next race, which is Ironman Lake Placid. So I have just under 3 months to get all this together, do the best I can to prepare to set me up for the best possible way that I can be to try to qualify for the Ironman World Championships in Kona, Hawaii. After I finished, I went to the athlete food tent. Again, those people have been there the past 2 years at Ironman Texas, so I know them very well. Pam Helam was the boy I gave my Ironman Texas medal to 2 years ago when I first finished that Ironman, my first Ironman Pro race. So he wasn't there last year, so this year I signed my bib, my medal, gave him my finisher hat to him. And it's always fun and kind of inspiring giving my medals away, especially to the younger generation. So hope I can inspire them. I can't wait to show you guys what I'm doing to prepare for Ironman Lake Placid in 3 months. Congrats to everyone out there who finished Ironman Texas. It was such a brutal day. 36 miles per hour wind gust on the Hardy Toll Road highway going out, but we were flying back. I didn't feel too hot. I felt like the sauna session I did preparing for the heat acclimation, the heat training I did for this race was good. Not too hot or humid as compared to the past 2 years because there was clouds over. Good race, good time at the Woodlands, Texas. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.